welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a requested video which is a rundown of all the different praline perfumes out there, one of my favourite fragrance notes. If you're new here, then welcome to my channel. It's all about perfumes, so if you're a perfume fan like me, do subscribe, check out some of my other videos. I have hundreds of other perfume reviews, and leave your requests for ones I haven't done yet down below in the comments. So praline, of course, is that sort of nutty, chocolatey scent that you get from praline chocolates, I guess. Hazelnut, I love hazelnut so much. Praline are my favourite chocolates at Christmas time, so I love them in fragrances as well, and it's a very warm, comforting note. So to start going through the perfumes, and of course this is by no means an exhaustive list, I'm sure there's lots of others as well, but these are the ones that I thought of. So the first one, and definitely the one that springs to mind when I think about praline perfumes, is Lancome's Nuit Tresor. I have it here in a little mini. This definitely the most famous praline perfume for me. This also has caramel and vanilla in, so very, very gourmand praline-y. And patchouli, rose, some of my favourite ingredients. To me, this smells very modern, that's the patchouli. It smells warm, it smells nighttime, it smells quite sexy. I really like this, I savour this, and I love sometimes just smelling it because, you know, I'm a bit of a perfume geek. But really, really nice for evenings and dates. This would be good for Valentine's, date night, or sort of winter months if you want to feel kind of cosy, wrapped up in your scarf. It's quite good for lasting, and there's a bunch of different flankers as well. I've done a detailed review actually on the whole range, which I'll leave linked down below, but a really, really nice warm perfume, and probably a bit underrated. Like, you don't really hear about this that much. It's kind of like not really promoted by Lancome because they've got Olivier Belle and now they've got Idol, and don't forget about this one because it's really good. Now, the original Tresor from Lancome, not Tresor La Nuit, also had praline in, but it was a little bit more of a woody rose vanilla, not quite as modern. It came out before it. It's quite a traditional praline scent. So if you don't like these more modern, sexy, sweet scents, then this is a more classic way to get praline. Speaking of Olivier Belle, another one where they have used praline is Olivier Belle. This is a limited edition bottle, but it's the original fragrance. Here, the praline isn't quite as dominant as in La Nuit Tresor. It's got pear and blackberry and quite a lot of white florals, which lift this. So it's definitely a bit lighter, fresher, more daytime than La Nuit Tresor. This is a worldwide bestseller, sort of in the top 5 in pretty much every country in the world. Think Coco Mademoiselle, Miss Dior, it's one of them. Very, very famous, very successful, very pretty. Some find it a little bit too sweet because it has quite a lot of vanilla in, but there are loads of flankers as well. But the praline in this makes it warm, but it's by no means as strong as or dominant as it is in La Nuit Tresor. So another kind of famous praline is the Lolita Lempicka perfume. Now, this might be one that you've not heard of. It is a little bit niche. I used to sell this quite a few years ago, and it was the kind of thing where people would come in knowing they wanted it because they've been wearing it for years. It's not something that you really see advertised, and if you don't know about it, then you're probably not going to hear about it, except for now. It comes in quite a cool sort of bottle. It reminds me of sort of, I don't know, Practical Magic. It reminds me of it 90s, like Ivy in the Forest. I think it's quite cool. The smell is kind of like an earthy, musty, sweet praline-y vanilla. So it has ivy in it, and I do really get the ivy. So if you haven't smelled ivy in a garden, it's basically quite like a deep English sort of wet greenness. It's not like a exotic or fresh, it's like a deep greenness, and that mixes with those sweet notes to create something that is quite mysterious but is like a green sweetness, which is quite unusual. and probably why this has continued to be made and sold for many years. So if you're looking for something a little bit different with quite a cute little bottle, then definitely check this out. It also has a fair amount of star anise in as well. As always, these will all be linked down below, and this is one that you can get for a really good price, I think. So next, Nina from Nina Rishi, a similar kind of bottle to Lolita Lempicka. This was one of my first perfumes. It's if you haven't smelled this, it's very sweet and warm, and it's that praline, I think, that gives it that. It has some sort of Granny Smith apple and citrus fruits that you get in the initial smell, but then after like 20 seconds they're kind of gone and you get this praline. So it's like a sweet apple, like a candied apple, but quite easy going, quite fresh. You could wear this to work during the day. It's not overwhelmingly sweet, and I find this quite an uplifting perfume because maybe it's because it reminds me of being young, but I think the bottle's just fun, the smell is fun, and it kind of makes me smile when I spray it. Another famous praline is Viva La Juicy from Juicy Couture. Now this, I've done a whole video all about this range, but this has been around for a while, and even though the Juicy Couture clothing brand I think has gone into bankruptcy or maybe like reinvented itself or something, the perfume has remained selling because it is a good perfume. It's not just, you know, they haven't just put whatever into the bottle and then stuck their brand on it. It actually is a good, well-known perfume, and if you smell this, it'll probably remind you of someone because so many people were wearing this in like the 2000s. Again, they put caramel and vanilla with the praline, so it is very sweet. It's quite a young sweetness. It's almost sickly sweet, like very girly, pretty, good for lasting. You can really smell this on people. So if you're looking for something that's got a lot of presence, then this is a really good one. And of course the bottle is just super extra. So one that you might be surprised has praline in is Jo Malone's Velvet, Rose and Oud. Now the oud and the rose do really come through, but there is this third praline note. So I thought I'd add it in because the thing is with Jo Malone perfumes is they tend to be named 1 or 2 fragrance ingredients, but most of them have other ingredients in as well, and because of the name you assume it's just those 2, but actually this does have praline in. So if you like praline but you like those oudy notes, then this is one of the few perfumes where they are combined. One of my personal favorite praline perfumes is Valentina Blush. Here praline is mixed with cherries and vanilla, so it's kind of another fun sweet shop type perfume. I love these bottles. I think they're really elegant. I've done a whole video all about this range, and this one is your praline cherry one. I love cherries in perfume. I love praline, so of course I was gonna love this. So this is a kind of fruits of the forest praline perfume. If you're looking for a praline on the more affordable side, then Katy Perry's Killer Queen fragrance has lots of praline in. It's very sweet. It also has patchouli and plum, 2 of my favorite ingredients, and that patchouli does help it last. You can usually get this at a really good price. I'll try and find it for you at a good price in the links below. So if you like praline, you like that warm fruity sweetness of plum, then this could be a good one to sort of have in your handbag or an everyday scent. The bottle is quite good for handbags because it's just sort of long and thin. This is like completely inexcusably girly and fun. It's not taking itself too seriously, so good if you just want an easygoing perfume. One of the newer ones from Ariana Grande, Cloud, has a fair old amount of praline in. I think this one has sold really well, probably because she's so popular, but I have heard people say that this is their favorite from her range because it's so warm. But it is super sweet with coconut and whipped cream praline, so very young, very light-hearted, like a whipped cream cloud. And I've done a video on all her perfumes and they are all relatively sort of young, innocently sweet smelling, but this has that warmth that praline and coconut bring rather than some of the others which are more strawberry raspberry sweet. And then lastly, a really nice one from Zara, both Zara very affordable, is Blue Candy. Now here, Praline is mixed with tonka bean and peach. So 3 of my favorite fragrance notes. Really nice, warm. You could wear this out in an evening, you could wear this during the day, and because it's Zara, it's like, I don't know, £10, £15. You can just go mad with the spraying. I do really appreciate the Zara fragrances. A lot of them do smell like way more expensive than what they cost, so, and this is definitely one of them. So if you love the praline but you don't want to be spending 40, 50, 60 quid on it, then go for a simple Zara Blue Candy. It's really nice. So that's it, guys. Let me know what you think of some of these, if you had any of them. What are your favourite praline perfumes, or do you just hate praline in general? Do subscribe if you're not already, and give the video a thumbs up if it was any good, if you were helpful. But that's it, guys. So I'll see you again in the next video. Bye for now.